Hello twin flames, thank you for being here, for liking, subscribing and all the amazing comments and feedback you leave me. It means the world, as you know, and if you are new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, join our family because we're here for you every day. So this is going to be our Mabon special. It's going to be a long one because I'm going to be talking about quite a few things. I've received a lot of channeled information, I've written it all down, so we're going to get through it the best we can. I'm also going to bring in the Divine Masculine, the Silence deck, to check in on the energy of the masculine, the feminine, the connection, and see what's really going on. But before I start there, I just want to give a big shout out today, because today I am honouring Stanford Blatch. Okay, the actor who played him, Willie Garson, he's died in real life, and you know, he was a bit of an icon for Sex and the City fans, and you know, I'm sure some of you watching will, you know, kind of feel that loss. And you know, I'm being flamboyant today in the way I've dressed because I'm honouring, you know, Stanny. So, you know, Carrie's best friend, you know, I love Sex and the City. You know, it was one of my favourite shows when it was actually airing on the TV. I bought the box set, an avid fan, and obviously the two films as well, including number 2 where, you know, he got married and it was really powerful. So this is kind of in honour of Willie Garson today, because there's now a bright, shining, you know, sunshiny star in heaven. So I just wanted to share that as well. So let's see what's going on then. Now, the powerful full moon. Okay, I actually shared a video last night talking about it, and you'll know what the energy is if you watch that video, because it's something you're feeling too. You know, this full moon has been so bright, even if you haven't been able to see it because the weather conditions haven't been right, you will have felt it. This full moon is a harvest moon, and that means it's bringing with it abundance, it's bringing blessings. And it just happens to be, you know, the energy of Mabon, because Mabon is about, you know, this autumn equinox energy. It's about a new cycle. It's about things shifting and changing to bring in what you want. And the angels are very clearly saying, especially Archangel Orion, that this full moon is having a big impact on our dreams coming true. And the time is now. So again, it doesn't matter what's happened before in the past, even if you've been on this twin flame journey for a long time and, you know, you feel like it's going on and on, the time is now. You know, there's a big change happening, and this is because of what's going on in the world. It's the energy of, you know, moving into the golden age. There's a lot of power. So the time is now, and this moon is really reflecting that back to us, because the moon is about reflection and the sun is about rejuvenation. So this moon is really bringing in a rejuvenation, and I've really felt that. You know, yesterday I had some cleaning done around the house, and it was kind of vamping up the energy, you know, revamping everything. And you may have been feeling the need to clean things, you know, especially kind of over the last few days, maybe even today, even if it comes in tomorrow, this energy where you want to clear the clutter, you know, you want to tidy things up. Me and George got all the kind of things out of the cupboards in the kitchen yesterday, threw away the things that were out of date, the things that were kind of clogging everything up, and it just felt better. You know, we had a good clear out outside, you know, we got rid of cardboard and things and just cleared the air. You know, and George was in his shed clearing things too. So a lot of clearing energy, and obviously the full moon is connected with release. So releasing things that need to go, even if that's just cluttering the house, you know, or cleaning things around, or, you know, clearing things out. It makes things feel better. And remember, this is the energy that both twins are in. So the masculines are feeling this too. You know, they also want to clear things out. That's why they're clearing the mind. That's why they're having quiet times, because they are preparing for a better future. It's like, you know, they're coming out of the coma they've been in for so long. You know, in the matrix, being plugged into that, being bothered about what society says and being judged and all those things. And now we're moving forward. And tomorrow we go into Libra energy, which is about balance. It's about justice. It's about power. You know, things falling into place. So this is the energy that's coming in. So we're going to check in with the masculine, the silence deck, to see what's happening. And, you know, when I was actually recording that full moon video the other night, it was so powerful because I kind of moved down the garden and the moon went behind a tree. And it felt like it was being shielded. So sometimes when our dream doesn't feel like it's manifesting, or when you feel like your journey is kind of going in the wrong direction, or your masculine's out of reach, or you just can't see a way out, you can't see a way forward. And that can be because, you want to believe, this is something that I've written down, you want to believe, but you just can't deny what you are seeing with your own two eyes. So if you're in that kind of energy, you are being protected and you are being guided to have faith, because even though things seem to be stagnant or stale or not appearing in your reality, it doesn't mean it's not happening behind the scenes. So you have to have a bit of faith, because when you have faith in your journey and you really trust in the power of this love and the connection and the way you feel, it can move mountains. And this moon was kind of hidden behind this tree, and then it came out, because it's coming out into the open. It's coming into a clearing. Things are being cleared away, bringing with it clarity and power, understanding. That's why feminines, you've been going through severe ascension symptoms, flu-like symptoms, pains, cramps, headaches, you name it, you've been through it, because you've been preparing for this moment. For this moment now where, your blessings are flowing in, and the harvest is about reaping the things that you sow. So all the good deeds and all the good things and all the good intentions you've been setting, it's all been storing up in this kind of etheric bank account, ready to be paid out back to you. So the universe is preparing all of your blessings for you, and this is the start of that to come. So the first thing I want to share with you is this number. So before we even get into the cards, because remember, this message today, it's not about cards. When you listen to a reading, it's not just about cards. It's about the channeled information. It's about intuition and power. That's why everything within you is within you. That's why you can receive all the information too. You don't need to turn to a reader or a deck of cards to understand what you're going through or what you're learning, because it's all inside of you. But they've given me this number 721. So I'm going to look at what the meaning of this number is in the Angel Numbers book by Kyle Gray, which I'm quite excited about. But we're going to talk about this number. So you may see this number, and this is an unusual one. You may see this number in the sequence. You may see it in different sequences, because we've got the number 7, 2 and 1. So we're going to break it down. So the number 7 is a big one right now. I was out and about yesterday and I saw the number 777 on lots of vehicles on the side of them. I saw them on, this building I walked past. So 777 is a reminder to you that you are manifesting your dreams. Now, eagles are connected with that number. So a bird, if you see birds and flocks of birds in formation, or you see an eagle, or a bird that grabs your attention, or it does something a bit different, that's your sign that you are manifesting your dreams, because you are raising your vibration and you are seeing the bigger picture and you are seeing things from a higher point of view, because eagles fly high and so do birds, and birds observe the land. So when you're seeing the number 7, 777, 77, it's a sign that you are becoming the observer. It means you are raising your vibration and you are learning to respond with love instead of reacting with fear. And that's what we need to do on this journey. We need to do that so we don't lash out or react or act crazy. Because the masculines have come through with this, okay? Listen with no demands. Listen with no demands. That's what we learn as a divine feminine. We learn to listen to our twin. We learn to listen to the messages we receive. We learn to understand the signs that we are given with no demands, because love is patient, love is kind, and love does not demand its own way. Where we struggle is putting conditions on this love, or an expectation, or we get disappointed when things don't go our way, because then we are kind of looking at what we are seeing with our physical eyes, and we are not looking at it through the spiritual lens that we're being guided to with the number 7. The number 2, or combination of that, 22, 22, 22, when you look at the clock, 222, a big sign of universal power. But the number 2 also signifies the bond that you share, that you are two bodies but one soul. So you are two and you become one. Okay, on this journey you become one when you move into union. But union isn't just about physical union. It's about the mindset of union. Most of you watching this right now will already be in that mindset or understanding what that mindset is. And this is the divine love, the unbreakable bond, the partnership you share. That's why if you've ever tried to move on from your twin or cut the cord or, leave it behind you, it comes back around. They're always popping back in your mind. You can't break the bonds of unconditional love. It's meant to be. It's fate. It's destiny. It's written. And yesterday the reading coming through was about the magician energy, reminding you that all paths lead home. So when you're seeing the number 2 or combinations of it or this number, you're being reminded that all paths lead home. So the number 222, 222, big sign of universal power, which means the universe is helping you. Let the universe lead. Don't try and control everything. Trust the journey. And if you're seeing spiders, and I saw a massive spider the other night. It was in the kitchen and I put that on Snapchat. I'm not sure if I put it on stories too here. But a massive spider, for the UK, that was a big spider. I know you guys in Australia and places get big spiders. But a spider, if you're scared of them or you aren't scared of them, is a huge sign of spiritual power. It's a huge sign the universe is on your side and there's nothing to worry about. That everything's falling into place, and that's the real energy that's coming in. And the number 1 is a number about new beginnings. Think about the number 1. What do you think about? You think about January. You think about being number 1, a priority. That's what the 1 is indicating here, that you are now becoming a priority in your person's life. And why is that? Because you're making your own happiness a priority. And this is also what the masculines are doing too, because they are making their own happiness a priority. They're thinking about their own needs now, and that means that they will choose you, because choosing you is when they choose themselves. The number 1 is also about believing, and that's what the angels are saying. Believe regardless of what you see with your physical eyes. That's why you've been given a third eye, so you see through the illusion of fear and doubt and struggle. And the 1 is about this new beginning. So if you're seeing 1 or combinations, which can be 111, which means believe, it can be the power number 1111, the universe speaking to you, reminding you that doors are open, or any combination of 1, it's a sign that there's a new beginning. So if we put all of that together, it means you are manifesting a partnership with the power of the universe, and there's a new beginning coming in. And that's really what this full moon is symbolizing, this new beginning. And it's asking you to have faith, because even if you can't see your dream, even if you can't see the results yet, it doesn't mean it isn't happening. It's happening behind the scenes. It's like that seedling beneath the surface, and it's ready to break through. But you can't see it on the surface yet, so you have to trust it's been kind of, born. It's been kind of birthed from the grounds, from the soil. And the soil is powerful, and the soil is really the nurturing energy of the divine feminine. It's powerful. It's you putting nurturing energy into the world and into your life and into your journey, and sending love and light and power to your twin. It's about you raising your vibration and seeing the bigger picture, and seeing the good in all things, and understanding that even in the bad times, even in the struggles, we learn. And that's how we get stronger. So it's not about being all unicorns and rainbows and love and light. It's about realizing that when those painful times come in, that you are strong enough to deal with it, and you can handle it, and that you will be okay, because you have an army of angels by your side, and they're giving me a blocked throat chakra. The need to cough, clearing the air. Okay, that's what you're doing. You're learning to talk to self. You're learning to understand. You're learning to harness the power of heaven, because that's your connection with source. So we all have good days. We all do. We have days where we feel elated, we feel powerful, we feel strong, we feel like we can take on the world and nothing can affect our vibration. But we also all have days where we struggle and we go through things and we feel sad and lonely and we miss people who have passed away. We miss our twin. We feel, are things going to work out? And that's another reason, by the way, if you're wondering why I put so many videos out and why this is a daily channel, the journey does not stop. And we have good days and bad days. And we are a family here, and we have to be there for each other, to support each other through the good and the bad, the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs. And that's what's so powerful about the feminine, because when the masculine goes through things, the feminine's light is always there. The feminine's like made dim sometimes when you go through the dark times yourself, but it's always there, like that lighthouse standing firm in the stormy sea. It's always there. It doesn't go away. It's guiding the ships and stopping any, kind of catastrophes. They're giving me fear, and that's the word they're giving me. Sometimes, they're giving me a lot of fear there. Sometimes in our life, we go through catastrophes, chaos, upheaval. But you know what? We are strong enough to get through it. Why? Because we are wearing the armour of God. And we have angels around us. Archangel Michael, the Thor of heaven, giving you strength and power to carry on. Archangel Nathaniel, the bulldozer of heaven, removing obstacles out of the way. Archangel Raphael, the healer of heaven, healing you, helping you to feel strong. Archangel Raguel, the harmonizer of heaven, harmonizing your connection with your twin and everyone connected with the journey. Very powerful. So if you're seeing 721 today, that's the reason why. And I feel this is going to be shown to you in many ways. And again, it could be coming to you as separate numbers, 7s, 2s or 1s. So let's look up the number, and this is the Angel Numbers book by Kyle Gray. But the angels are saying that this is about you manifesting your partnership and a new beginning coming in. But the message here says, you are establishing your personal relationship with the universe at this time. Wow. You are establishing your relationship with heaven. And that's exactly what we are both doing, both twins. Not just the feminine, because you're realizing how connected with source you are, but the masculine's tuning in. The masculine's realizing their power and their strength, and they're starting to look up instead of looking down or looking around. They're starting to realize their power. Previously, you may have felt disconnected from the divine, but now you really know that you are loved. And that's what this full moon energy has brought in. You really know that you are loved, so you're starting to believe, you're starting to have faith, you're starting to trust that your masculine does love you, that the universe has got you, and that you are safe. And when you're seeing all these signs, the universe is telling you how loved you are, how amazing you are, how strong you are, how beautiful you are. Very beautiful. So that's what the number is saying to you, your connection with the divine, your psychic power. It's all getting stronger. So we're going to use the Masculine and the Silence deck, and I'm going to incorporate this deck with the message I've received, because I've received a lot of it. Okay, so what's the energy then around the connection today? There we go. The energy around the divine feminines today, please, angels, and the energy around the divine masculines. Now, this is a masculine deck, so it could be things we're experiencing as a feminine in our journey that's affecting us, So if it says, for example, something like, about insecurity, it's either you're dealing with your own or you're facing theirs. You're feeling what they are going through. So let's start with the masculine energy today, because I've got a lot of information coming through. Now, before I even turn these over, they're giving me neck pain. And they're giving me, written it down here because I was feeling it yesterday, legs, okay? So neck and legs. Now, you may also be experiencing the usuals. You could be having headaches, you could be having flu symptoms, you could be having nausea or dizziness, you could be having throat chakra issues, but they're significantly giving me like a feeling down the face going into the neck. Now, the neck is connected with change, because we change our mind, and the neck can be stiff sometimes. It's where we get some tension. And again, it's also connected with the throat chakra, and this is what's being healed right now, and this is what's bringing in changes. So if you have any pain in the neck area, cramps, could be itchiness, it could be burning feeling, it could be, just a cramp-like feeling or an ache. And that's coming into this area here, the jaw and the teeth and the gums are connected with decisions. So it feels like the masculines are kind of feeling this, and you may be connecting with this because decisions are helping them to move away from stiff thinking or rigid thinking, things they've always done, changes. And this can also be connected with the divine feminine if you're wanting to change something in your life. Maybe it's you wants to release that karmic situation, and that could be a job, it could be moving house, it could be anything. So a lot of releasing going on. And the legs are connected with movement. Think about the legs. What do? They walk you around your life, if we're lucky enough to walk. So it's saying to you, this is about movement. So legs, so you may be having leg pain, especially like little pains in the feet or the toes, because that's connected with minor fears of the future. And it feels like you are both ready now for this change, but there's still minor fears around it. There may be big fears there, but it feels like it's more minor fears, minor things, little things that we're worrying about that we don't need to. And you're feeling that in the toes, in the feet, in the legs. It could be cramps or pains or aches. But this is what the universe is showing to you, even in the knees, like the knees locking up as we move. So the energy around the masculine is, you inspire me to follow my dreams. And that's so true. You are a divine light in their life. Your light guides them home like the lighthouse. But you being you inspires them. And you don't just inspire your divine masculine, by the way. You inspire people around you. You inspire strangers. You inspire people because you shine your light and you dare to be you. You dare to be different. You are unique and special, and that's your power as a divine feminine. So, you are following your dreams and going for what you want and, speaking your truth. And that inspires your twin. He thinks, wow, I can actually be the person I was born to be. There's nothing wrong with being me. Let me express myself right now and show the world who I really am. So you inspire your masculine to move away from the crowd. And my circumstances need to change before we can be together. Well, that's true. We know that. Okay, some of the masculines are in karmic situations they need to release. Some of the masculines need to change things in their own head to be able to be with you. So things need to change their circumstances so that they can be available. Over the last few days, I've had a few people kind of messaging me and kind of being scared or a bit anxious about separation. Especially if they're with somebody else, because there's fear around it. What does it mean? If I leave them alone, if they leave me alone, does it mean they're going to get on with the karmic situation? No, it means they're going to realise it doesn't serve them. Okay, and I've written this down. This comes to me as well. No longer compatible in the karmic energy. Those are the words, no longer compatible. So when the masculines have time away from you in their karmic situation, they realise that they are no longer compatible with that karmic energy. Whether it's a partner, a job, a situation, even an addiction, they're not compatible with it anymore. It doesn't serve them because they're waking up and you are inspiring them to follow their dreams. So don't worry if your masculine is kind of saying to you, I need to work on my marriage, or I need to go within, or I need some time off, or I need some time away. It doesn't mean they're going to stop loving you. It does not mean, it's like, you know that you've bewitched them. Okay, you don't need magic to do that, divine feminine. You bewitch them by being you. And they can't stay away from you no matter how hard they try. But when they go within themselves, and remember in this Pisces full moon, a time to release by going deep within, to bring in the harvest, they have to have that time to realise that they're just not compatible with them anymore. It doesn't serve them anymore. It doesn't work. So remember, you want to be in a relationship with your twin. That's what you desire. So if your masculine is busy with other things or he's in another relationship, he needs to deal with that first. He's saying, my circumstances need to change. So don't go into fear or worry or stress if he's asking you for time, because it means he's going to come to terms with things. That's why all these lockdowns and restrictions have occurred, because that's allowed them to face their truth, whereas they may have been going to work to get away from their relationship or doing things they've kind of been able to do, maybe going to a bar or going out or, going somewhere away from that person, but now they're stuck with that person. So they're facing up to things, realising, wow, I'm not really compatible with that person at all. or that job just isn't serving me at all. That alcoholic drink, it doesn't do it for me anymore. It's just making me ill. So they're realising their situations are kind of making them ill. And that's why sometimes when you see your twin, especially if they're involved in something karmic, they feel to you ill. They look ill, they look drained, they look tired, they look like a shadow in themselves, they look like they've lost the confidence, they look in pain, they look older, because they are not living their true life. It's like they're not living their full potential. It's like, in a way, they're in a coma that they need to wake up from. They're just living. They're not living. There's a difference between the word living and living. Living means you just live. You just get up, you do what you've always done, you go to bed and you eat, sleep, repeat. Living means adventure. Living means fun, excitement, bliss, following your dreams. And that's what you're inspiring to do. I'm afraid that I won't be what you expect me to be. So this is fear and insecurity, worry. What if, I leave this person or this situation or this circumstance and I can't live up to what you want? So this is why, as a divine feminine, it's okay to have a vision. And that means you're going to be together. That's a vision. But don't have the expectation of how you want it to be, because your plans or your hopes will get dashed, because the universe has a different plan. And they're giving me fear, and that creates fear. Or there may be a different way of going about it than you think. And that's why in this year of the ox, we're being guided to be flexible and adaptable, to not go into fear if things don't work out the way you want them to. So your masculine is in fear that he won't be able to live up to your expectation. And sometimes that's why they can stay away a bit longer than they need to, especially around birthdays and events, because they don't want to let you down. They don't want to hurt you. So they choose to stay away because they think, what if I don't live up to the person you expect me to be? So that's why it's really good as a divine feminine to release expectations and instead to be flexible and adaptable and trust the journey and live in the now and not pressure anything. I don't know what I want, and that's what I need to work out. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't want you, because the ego grabs onto the fearful things. Oh, does that mean he doesn't want me then? He doesn't know what he wants. He's saying to you, I'm learning who I am. I know that my circumstances need to change before we can be together. So right now I'm working out what I want, and I don't know what that is. And that's because you're inspiring him to change, to follow his dreams, to be different. So he's doing something he's never done. Now, he could block you at this time. Okay, I'm not saying he's going to block you, don't worry. Like, if you're blocked now and you're wondering why, or if you have been blocked in the past and you've been through that, you probably know why, because blocking for you is processing for them. A blocking doesn't always necessarily mean he blocks your number, or he blocks you on social media, or he blocks you out. It could be just blocks the connection. He won't talk about it, he shuts down. We can be blocked even in communication because they're not opening up. So however that resonates with your journey, he's saying to you, when I block you, I block myself from the best thing that has ever happened to me. I'm dealing with my fears. So he's saying to you, when I'm blocking the connection, whether that's actually blocking you or shutting down on you or being quiet or distant, I'm working things out. I'm dealing with my fears. Fears of not being able to, give you what you want in this moment because of expectation. He knows he needs to change his circumstances. He needs to be free. When I block you, I block myself. So he's realizing you are one. And then what he does to you, he really does to himself. Because, when we block our twin, we are really blocking ourselves. That's why as a divine feminine, we learn we don't need to. Okay, and I've been there before, with Catalyst. I've even removed George off certain things because I thought it's easier that way. But when we get to a place of surrender and understanding, we realise we don't need to do that. All we need to do is pay attention to our own self and give to ourself and work on our dreams, and then we don't pay attention to the energy of what we need to block because it's not there anymore. It releases from our energy. So he's saying to you, I'm sorry for blocking you if I have. Okay, he's saying that I'm sorry for shutting down. It's not you, it's me. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. And he understands that. And that's why in that little short today, he's saying, I'm sorry. You know, in the Divine Masculine Dark Truth step, we got the sorry. And the song coming through is Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word by Elton John. Very powerful song, okay? And it's about talking it out, you know, speaking. So it's all about communication and authenticity. And he's saying to you, I look at your pictures to feel close to you. So he's letting you know that even though he may not be in communication right now, or he may not be physically with you right now, it doesn't mean he's not hanging around. He's looking at your photographs, okay? He could be looking at your profile picture on social media. He could be looking at a post or a picture you've shared on Instagram. He could be looking at your WhatsApp picture. He could be looking at a picture of you he's got saved to his phone, okay? Or maybe he's got a picture of you, like an actual picture somewhere, you know, in his wallet or something. But, you know, that's kind of a rare thing for the masculines, especially if, you know, they've got karmic partners or whatever. But this is about him watching you and feeling you. And also remember, the masculines don't have to physically look at look at the phone to see you, because you are etched in their mind. You know, they have a filing cabinet in their head that's all about you, by the way. And, you know, think about in films where, you know, you kind of turn a light on and then the light goes back and back and back and back, you know, with kind of filing cabinets that just go back as far as the eye can see and further. That's all the information that your masculine has on you. So you're etched in here. So he's looking at the photo of you in his mind. Maybe he's meditating, closing his eyes and feeling your vibration, your energy. He may be dreaming about you. He may be astral projecting to you. So he's looking at you, you know, your physical presence, you know, your physical energy to feel closer to you in this moment. Very powerful. For the feminines, we've got I'm sorting out my karmic ties. So you realise that he's sorting out his karmic ties and he's changing his circumstances. But because this is a card for you, I feel that some of you are sorting out your karmic ties. What does that mean? Some of you will be in a relationship. Some of you will be in a job you no longer need. Some of you will be dealing with negative energy or fear or doubt or struggle. Some of you will be dealing with something within your physical body that you need to release. So that's a karmic tie or a karmic energy, something that needs to be healed for union. You know, it could be something like jealousy or, you know, anger or struggle. You are learning to let go. And you're planning how we can get away. So you may be even thinking in your mind how you can spend time together, how you can get away from it all and be together. You know, maybe you're actually thinking about vacationing together or, you know, making time. Even if that's just 5 minutes together on you know, social media or Zoom or whatever. But you were really thinking about this, how you can get away. Maybe you've been thinking about how he can get away from his karmic energy. His karmic ties. Maybe you're thinking about this, how you can get away from the things that you feel obligated to or your responsibilities. You're processing. So you're processing too. And the angels want you to understand that, you know, it's never a one-sided thing. You know, thinking that you're all healed and that your masculine isn't and they're the one that needs to do the work, because you're processing too. You're healing too, you're learning too, you're evolving too, you're ascending too. That's why you go through physical things. And I wasn't ready to face it, forgive me. So in a way, this is the feminine asking the masculine for forgiveness, for rushing it all. You know, I wasn't ready to face it, that, you know, it wasn't the right time, or, you know, we had to learn lessons, because sometimes we don't face that. You know, we go in denial ourselves because we can't see the truth. And remember, that's another thing with karmic partners. You know, if they are kind of in a relationship, they have to end that relationship for you guys to be physically together. So as nice as it is maybe to meet up every now and again, or, you know, to have that time because you like being in communication with them, you don't want or need those breadcrumbs. You know you want the whole loaf, and that's a decision that needs to be made. So when you go into separation or when you have time away from each other, it helps them to make that decision. They're giving me tooth pain, connected with decisions. Very powerful. For the journey then, please trust that I will find my way. Now, this is probably one of my favourite ones, because this is really what we learn as a divine feminine. And, for me now in union, I really get that, because when we're in separation or, on the journey to union, we struggle with that, with the trust element of it. Not that we don't trust our twin, but we don't trust ourselves in a way, believing that we are good enough or we are deserving of this or we are worthy, because we think that we have to be the ones to make it happen, to, instigate communication, make things happen in that way, or, let them know, wake them up, all these things. And really all we have to do as a divine feminine is shine our light and be our authentic self. So your masculine is saying, please trust that I will find my way, because all paths lead home. And that means that they will come towards you, they will communicate, they will reach out, they will, be with you. That's why the angels show you the significant signs like the stag, the promise of union, the bees, the promise of a miracle, communication coming in. All the signs you see, the ladybirds, luck is on your side. There's so many signs, So trust your twin to find their way. And also trust yourself that you are being guided, that you are being directed and shown the truth. I'm not ignoring you, I'm working out what to say. So if your masculine seems to be ignoring you right now, he's not, okay? She's not. He's saying to you, I'm not ignoring you. So take that in, okay? You're not being ignored, so stop taking it personally. This is about you also taking back your power and not kind of sitting there kind of in mopey energy thinking, oh, poor me, I'm being ignored, why? It's about realizing they're not actually ignoring you. It may not actually be anything to do with you. They're dealing with their own self. They know they have to make a change. They understand that their karmic situation has to change to be with you. So instead of kind of being in that poor me energy, and we all go through that, and I'm not saying you're going through that, don't get triggered, what triggers heals. But if you are feeling why, and, feeling all the pain, don't take it personally. Stop that right now and take back your power. And instead of feeling like the victim, be the victor. And say, I am strong and powerful, I can do this, I can do anything. I am powerful and ready for change. So you understand that he's not ignoring you, he's working out what to say. So he can come towards you and show you love and give you power and tell you how he feels. So he's not ignoring you, he's working out what to say. And the door is opening. So he's asking you to trust him. And this is what we do, we stress out. We stress out, we think, oh no, why are they ignoring me? What's going on? We panic about it. So we may even send a message, why are you ignoring me, or what's going on? And then we blow everything out of proportion. We end up saying things sometimes we regret because we're reacting instead of responding in love. We, kind of put pressure on the connection then. And the masculines are saying, we don't need pressure. We need to trust. So he's saying, trust me to respond to you at the right time. Trust me to find my way back to you at the right time. So he's telling you today, I'm not ignoring you, I'm working out what to say. And I'm making love to you energetically. Well, we've certainly felt that. That energy came in all the readings yesterday. Okay, the little short video, the daily twin flame reading, the members reading, it was all there. Okay, making love to you energetically, feeling the heat. And when things are shifting and changing, it builds up inside, especially if they're going through any anger or frustration. And if you see wasps, by the way, the bees are obviously a good sign. The wasps are showing you there's anger around the connection, frustration, fear. So the masculines are showing you they want to release that. And sometimes they release that in a sexual way. And that's why you feel the heat and the kundalini rising and, you feel it on a deep level. So he's making love to you energetically. And I never forget you, remember that. And that's so true. Okay, I never forget you, so remember that. So I'm not ignoring you. Don't take it personally. So he's saying to you, if you think he's ignoring you and he's forgotten you, he isn't. He hasn't. Okay, he's working out what to say. And he's saying to you, please trust me to find my way. And in a way, that's what the number 721 is showing to you. Now, I'm also going to tell you these signs because this is really powerful. So these are like little extras, okay? So listen with no demands. That's one of the things that came through. So listen with no demands. Listen, trust. Trust your twin to find their way. You have bewitched me, body and soul. So your masculine saying, you've bewitched me. You don't need to do any candle magic or, do any rituals around this time or anything like that. You've already got me. He's saying, you've already got me. You don't need to do anything like that. You've bewitched me body and soul. And he's saying to you, even though I may show otherwise, when I'm feeling this power in the neck and the legs and all the ascension symptoms, it's because I don't want to be away from you anymore. I never want to be parted from you. And he's letting you know that he doesn't want to be parted from you, but sometimes things get in the way. And the full moon is also saying to you, in your twin flame journey and in your own life, be careful of manipulators. People with their own agenda see the truth and see through the lies. So sometimes people can get involved for no reason, and it can create pain. If your family kind of is saying, move on or go meet someone else, or maybe your friends are saying, come out on a double date, or, all these things. It's people have got their own agenda. And what is that agenda? Sometimes their agenda is your happiness. They just want you to be happy. And they don't understand that you can be happy waiting around for someone. But you're not really waiting around for anyone. You're learning to love yourself. So this is about the journey of self. And that's why on this journey, as a feminine and a masculine, we spend so much time on our own, because we are learning who we are. We are learning to appreciate and understand our own self. For a good 10 years before union, I had so much time with me, learning to love me. And now, sometimes, I crave that. Like yesterday, I went out with me and I had things to attend to. But I also managed to grab a hot chocolate and, I did a lot of walking around and processing and thinking. And for a good 4 hours, it did me some good to have some me time. And even in union, me and George understand, mostly telepathically, when we both need a bit of space. And that's why he's got his own shed right now. He can go in there and, he goes on his game and I watch Dallas and we do our own things, because we have to give each other what we need. And when you're in union, it's given freely. There's no worry about anything. I have no kind of worry about what he's doing when he's upstairs, or he doesn't worry about what I'm doing when I'm downstairs, because it's about trust. And it's trusting the power of the love. We've also got the bulldozer. So Archangel Nathaniel is saying to you, when you can't deny what you were seeing with your own two eyes, so you're thinking, well, I do believe this is real, and I want to believe what you're saying, Liz, on this reading, but my masculine's just put a picture on with his karmic partner, and I can't deny what I'm seeing with my own two eyes. Well, Archangel Nathaniel is coming through saying, well, I'm going to bulldozer that away so you see through the illusion and you see the truth with your spiritual eye. That's why you've got a third eye, to pull back the veil, to see things from a spiritual point of view. We've also got everything's turned out so different than what I expected. And that's where we struggle. Because of expectations, we expect it to happen a certain way. And when it doesn't, we get, we go through pain and loss and struggle. We think that, why? What am I doing wrong? Okay, don't they care? Don't they love me? And then we start stressing out and causing unnecessary fear. And that can cause pain and put demands on everything and, pressure on the connection instead of allowing it to flow. We've got constant, this is the thing as well, okay, because I was watching Dallas last night and this really come through. When the masculines are in fear, okay, sometimes they push the feminine away because they're afraid. They're afraid of the feelings, they're afraid of change, they're afraid of everything. And, you have to understand that you wake them up from a coma. So in Dallas, someone's in a coma and he's kind of struggling because his life has changed and, he's kind of trying to push his lover, the love of his life away, okay? And he says, leave me alone. You are a constant reminder of a life I can't have. I can't touch you, I can't hold you, and I can't make love to you. I wish you would stay away. Now, he doesn't really mean that. Okay, he's in fear, he's in pain, he's hurting. So he's lashing out. Okay, and he's afraid, he's afraid of changes and he's afraid he won't be able to give everything that's expected. So he's saying you are a constant reminder of a life I can't have. So this isn't that you're not going to be together, it's what he goes through in his head. Sometimes the masculines prefer to be in fantasy land, because they bury their head in the sand, they're dreaming of you, they're having visions of you. And then they're getting on with the day-to-day life and they don't seem to be making a change. Now, this is the energy they were in prior to 2020. Okay, 2020 has shook everything up. But you need to understand, because a lot of you have been on that journey for a long time, and, it's about understanding. So if they're pushing you away, remember he's saying to you, when I block you, when I push you away, I'm blocking the best thing that's ever happened to me. And he's saying, it's not you that I'm blocking, it's my own fear. I'm dealing with my fears. So he's saying, you're a constant reminder of the life that, may be just a dream in my mind, because I'm afraid of fear or making a change or, losing money or my status. He's saying, and it hurts me because I can't touch you. I can't hold you, I can't make love to you. So it pains him because he wants to be able to do that. He wants to be able to touch you when he wants to touch you, and make love to you when he wants to make love to you, and hold you when he wants to hold you. So it also causes pain. So sometimes he tries to hold you at arm's length because, he feels it so much. And this is what's changing. He wants to make it a reality. Giving up on me is giving up on life. And that's what she says back to him. Okay, she says, and this is Lucy and Mickey, by the way, if you're wondering, if you're a Dallas fan. She says to him, giving up on me is giving up on life. And remember, there's a difference between living and living. And that's true. When the masculines give up, okay, when they bury their head in the sand, when they act like they don't care, when they're in denial, they're giving up on their life, because you inspire them to change their life, and they are being inspired to do that. So your masculine knows that he can't be without you. He can't. Okay, he wants you in his life. And you're saying, okay, this is what you're saying, I don't care how grumpy you are, I still love you. So again, the masculines go through severe mood swings. They go through highs and lows, they hurt you, they apologise, they go through these things. So you're saying, I don't care what your moods are or how grumpy you are, I still love you. Okay, I still love you. And he says, wow, there's something about you I never realised. Okay, you're a real tyrant. Okay, there's something about you I never realised. So the way that you persevere and show love and be there regardless of his moods and his worst times and all these things, he realises your power. And he says you're a real tyrant. Now, I'm going to look up the meaning of that. And we'll talk about it, okay? Tyrant meaning, okay? It means a cruel and oppressive ruler, okay? A cruel and oppressive ruler. So what he's saying is, wow, you are strong-willed. So he's not kind of saying to her, wow, you're really cruel. He's saying, wow, you're stronger than anyone I've ever known. You are a ruler. In other words, you are a leader. You don't give up. You speak your truth. And that's why he said that, okay? So he's saying, wow, you don't give up on me no matter what. And sometimes we have to be cruel to be kind. So what you've said there is, something you've said, giving up on me is giving up on life. And he's saying, well, that's cruel, because it's making him believe, it's making him think, it's making him understand. You're helping him to face his fears. And this is powerful, okay? This is from a masculine too. You don't have to depend on me to make it. And that's the truth. You don't have to be in union to make it. You are successful. So you're realising more and more as a divine feminine that you don't need your twin flame with you to be successful. You don't need to depend on them to be happy. Okay, you'll make it anyway. They enhance your life. That's what they are designed to do. Some people think you have to be in union to be happy, or you have to be together to be happy, and that's not true at all. That's a kind of, the wrong way of looking at it, because you're not giving yourself enough credit for what you're achieving in your own life. So you don't have to depend on them to make it, to be successful. And there's no place to run to, okay? So, we can't run from ourselves. The masculines can't run from themselves forever. And masculines are fragile. Let's come through. Masculines are fragile and feminines are understanding. So the masculines are fragile. You may think he's hard-faced, he's being indifferent, he doesn't care, but he's fragile and his heart is fragile. And the feminines have to learn to understand that. And that's where the power is. And that's why the masculines are realising that they are no longer compatible with their karmic partners. So this is the truth. Okay? So be careful with their fragile hearts. They love you and This is what he's showing to you. He's making decisions. Trust him to find his way. Please trust that I will find my way. So that's the big message coming through today. But this full moon is bringing in change and power and understanding of what this connection is. And also showing to you, whether you can see it or not, that your dream is coming true. And sometimes, we have to believe it to see it. You may think, well, I'll see it I'll believe it when I see it. Okay, but you have to believe it to see it. And that's the power of love. I hope this helps. Have a great day. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you soon.